Number 9. Petra Ecclestone. You know those lucky people who've been rich from the second they opened their eyes? The kids that were always given everything they wanted? Meet Petra Ecclestone. You could say Petra came into the world more than well endowed. She's the daughter of billionaire Bernie Ecclestone and model Slavica Ecclestone. Petra, 32 years old, works as a model, fashion designer, and worldly socialite, with most of her money still coming from her father. She stays true to her title of heiress, living it up in LA County. Supposedly, one of her old houses sold for over $100 million. She also apparently turned down an offer of $125 million for a property in Chelsea, London. It's hard to imagine what goes on in the mega rich's minds to be able to turn down an offer like that. She was married once before to the businessman James Stunt, but Petra now has her sights on a new man. Who could possibly meet the standards of someone like her, you might ask? None other than Sam Palmer, a former electrician. There's nothing wrong with being an electrician, it just seems odd that the mega millionaire Petra would be engaged to one. They supposedly met through Jay Rutland, her brother-in-law. Sam was one of his buddies, and apparently he and Petra hit it off big time. Enough so that Sam has secured himself a spot alongside Petra for life. Just goes to show that it pays to know the right people. Number 8. Madonna. One of the biggest musicians of all time, Madonna has had her share of fame and men to choose from. With an estimated net worth of $850 million, she even tops the charts of richest artists in the world. The 62-year-old icon has influenced the likes of Britney Spears, Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, and countless more. And she's still making music. Her last album, Madam X, was only 2 years ago in 2019. With all this hype around her name, you might wonder what the legend gets up to in her spare time. Well, in an interview for The Anderson Cooper Show, she said she mostly just reads and watches movies like the average person. But you might be surprised when you find out the kind of guys Madonna likes to date. Younger men. Much younger men. She has a long history of pursuing men younger than her, with her current boyfriend being the biggest age gap yet, 36 years. Yes, she's 62, and her lover is only 26. It might seem a little weird to people, but Madonna says she's interested in these men because she's young at heart. Older men apparently just don't understand her free spirit. Her boyfriend, Alan Malik Williams, is a dancer and artist who has no shame showing public signs of affection with the pop star. But he's just the latest in the long list of young men Madonna's been with, including Kevin Sampaio, 33 years younger, Timur Steffens, 30 years younger, Bram Sabat, 29 years younger, and many more. She stays true to the saying, love has no age limit. Number 7. Jennifer Lopez. If there's one celebrity female star that's the example of a triple threat, it would be Jennifer Lopez. She can act, sing, dance, and she's even an accredited businesswoman too. It seems like she can do anything. J-Lo literally started from the bottom in a small neighborhood in the Bronx, Jenny from the block. She shared a room with 2 sisters, and her parents were hard-working Puerto Rican immigrants. It was in this lively household that the love of music was instilled in the future star. At family events, she and her siblings were encouraged to perform, whether it be singing or dancing, similar to the late superstar Selena, who just so happened to be the focus of the breakthrough biopic J-Lo starred in that introduced her to the acting world. With her career growing from multiple angles and alleys, J-Lo has been a seriously busy woman. She's got a net worth nearing $500 million, proving just how successful hard work and a bit of luck can make you. And you may wonder if she ever has time to take it easy. But even with all the hard work she's put in, J-Lo still manages to play the dating field. Currently, she's back with her ex Ben Affleck, but she's been married several times before to other stars like Chris Judd and Mark Anthony, and has been known to date younger men, including Casper Smart, who was 13 years younger. Whether it be her career or dating life, Jennifer Lopez stands out whenever she steps into a room. Number 6. Kathy Griffin. Most young people know Kathy Griffin from a famous photo she appeared in back in 2017. The picture featured her holding a bloody, decapitated model of former President Donald Trump's head. Sounds gruesome, right? Well, it was, but she has apologized for it and her career continued. Griffin has been a big name in comedy since the 1980s, when she first appeared in an improv comedy group called The Groundlings. From then on, she's been featured in numerous TV shows, talk shows, even game shows, and continues to do stand-up comedy. With all of this under her belt, Kathy's become a multi-millionaire mogul. For a time, the famous comedian dated around before she settled down with her now husband, Randy Bick. Between the two, there is an 18-year age difference, but that hasn't stopped their love. Their bond started when they met at a food and wine festival. Griffin stated that she didn't think it would go anywhere at first besides a one-night stand, because Randy seemed like a man whore in her words. But years later, Randy and Griffin lived together under a $10 million roof with 2 sweet little dogs. That's the longest one-night stand I've ever heard of. So what do you think of these sugar mamas so far? Have any of them surprised you? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you're liking this video. Number 5. Geena Davis. A little less well-known to younger audiences than some of the entries on this list, but still way more famous than your average Joe, is Geena Davis. She started off as a model in 1982 and slowly climbed the ladder into comfortable stardom over the years. After modeling for a few years, Geena got her first acting gig in the film Tootsie that became a cult classic, receiving multiple Academy Awards and nominations. After this success, roles were flowing in one after the other, but she's probably most well known for her part in the classic Halloween film Beetlejuice. A few more mediocre roles later in her career was on a downturn. In the 2010s, she saw a professional resurgence as she set up an organization called the Geena Davis Institute on Gender and Media. She's gone on to receive more acting roles and is a strong supporter of women's rights through her organization's work. Their goal is to increase the number of female characters portrayed in media, so young girls have more noteworthy role models to look up to. Davis has been married several times to the likes of Jeff Goldblum and Richard Amolo. Her latest relationship was with a surgeon named Reza Jahari, who was 15 years younger than her. Her fame has risen and fallen multiple times, but she's definitely a sugar mama you wouldn't want to mess with. Number 4. Halle Berry. With over 7 million followers on Instagram, Halle Berry has established herself as a force to be reckoned with. She's a model and actress most well known for her work in James Bond and the X-Men movies. Also notable is her pageantry career. She was the first runner-up in the Miss USA pageant, and later went on to place 6th in the 1986 Miss World pageant. Berry has won an Academy-accredited Best Actress award, and she was one of the highest-paid actresses during the early 2000s, bringing her net worth to a whopping $90 million. Berry has a bit of a complicated history when it comes to dating. In the early 90s, she was sued by her ex-boyfriend John Ronan. He worked as a dentist and claimed Berry owed him $80,000 for helping her career going. Luckily, she got out of this when the judge filed in her favor. And who wouldn't? She's a superstar while he's just some dentist from Chicago. The list of scumbags she's dated included an abusive boyfriend who punctured her eardrum, Christopher Williams, and David Justice. She dated Gabriel Aubry, a Canadian model and stylist, while being 10 years older than him. The two of them went on to have a child together, and their relationship lasted 5 years, ending in 2010. Halle Berry is one of the most successful actresses of all time, so it just makes sense that she could have her pick of men. She could have whoever she wants, so she should maybe be a little more careful though who she picks, since her track record really isn't that great. Number 3. Janet Jackson. Everyone has heard of the Jacksons. They're one of the most famous musical families of all time, and continue to make music to this day. Michael Jackson was and probably still is on the top 10 list of most well-known artists, and his younger sister Janet wasn't too far off from that title herself. Just like her brother, Janet topped the charts in the 80s with her music. She was known back then for her innovative and sex-positive song choices, and she starred in the television show The Jacksons as the youngest of the 10 siblings. In the course of her career, she signed multiple multi-million-dollar contracts, some of which being with hit labels like Virgin Records. She was one of the highest-paid artists in the game. Although her career has slowed down a bit since the 80s and 90s, she's still worth well over $190 million. Her personal relationships haven't been as lucky as her career, though. She was married to a man named James DeBarge for a year, before getting their marriage annulled due to his cocaine addiction. James would later go to prison for drug-related charges, and it was well known that he had issues with money. She was also with Jermaine Dupri, a fellow but not nearly as successful musician who also had money troubles for 7 years. Despite her troubles with men, Janet will forever live on as a legend in the entertainment industry. Number 2. Wendy Williams. Some people will just say exactly what they're thinking. Well, one woman who's made a career out of it, and quite a successful one at that, is Wendy Williams. Her rise to fame started off when she began as a radio DJ. On air, she would talk about her personal struggles and other difficult topics that drew listeners in and made them want to hear more. Enough people tuned in that Wendy was eventually offered the chance to do a TV show. In 2008, The Wendy Williams Show launched and was a smash hit. The talk show continues to this day and focuses on topics like celebrity drama, interviews, and advice to audience members. After doing the show for years, Wendy announced that she needed to take a short break to focus on her health issues. It was discovered that the famous woman had Graves' disease, and complications were starting to occur from it. Thankfully, she's back now and looks better than ever. Williams was married to a man named Kevin Hunter for decades, but in April of 2019, she filed for divorce and moved on with her life. Now on her show, she's made comments about dating multiple younger men. She's quoted saying that there's an appeal to dating younger guys, and they make us feel good about ourselves. After these comments aired, many of her longtime fans were worried about what exactly Wendy was getting up to when she wasn't on camera. But it doesn't seem like these concerns worry her, as she's still out living her best life and hosting her hit TV talk show. Number 1. Demi Moore. Born in the famous spaceship city of Roswell, New Mexico, Demi Moore has had a wildly successful acting career. She started off with her role in the forever-running soap opera General Hospital, and has been seen in films like Striptease and Charlie's Angels 2. She was married to Die Hard star Bruce Willis for a time, which set her up with even more fame than her acting did. But her marriage to Bruce ended and that career continued. She's now worth nearly $200 million, after receiving about 90 of that in divorce settlements from Bruce. Apart from her acting, she's also a very successful real estate investor and activist. Demi has done a lot of work pushing for women's equality in the entertainment industry, and she, along with another ex-husband of hers, have done a lot for victims of sex trafficking. What about her dating life, you might be asking? What happened after Bruce? Well, a lot. She was married to Ashton Kutcher, who is 15 years younger than her. Their relationship lasted 8 years before they broke it off, and since then, Demi has been very busy dating more younger men, the likes of which include Sean Friday, Harry Morton, and Martin Henderson. It's really none of our business, but it looks like there's a trend here, Demi. Who knew these ladies were such sugar mamas? Did anyone on this list shock you? If you could find a sugar mama, would you? If you were rich enough, do you think you'd try to be one? Let us know in the comments section down below. And if you liked this video, be sure to subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you next time.